Hello, welcome back. Welcome to the first writing lesson of our new half term. I hope you've had a lovely half term holiday, lovely week off, nice rest. I know the last time I was talking to you like this in a writing video, I was wearing thick woolly jumpers. I'm certainly not doing that today. So yeah, I hope you've been enjoying the lovely weather and you're ready today to get back to it with your home learning. So today's writing lesson is slightly different to what we were doing before half term. It's a standalone one-off writing lesson. I thought it'd be quite nice for the first day back, ease you in a bit gently. And today there's a grammar lesson to do first, which is all about synonyms and antonyms. And if you've forgotten what those are, you could watch the BBC Bite-Size video all about synonyms and antonyms, just to remind yourself. Antonyms, sorry. But synonyms are just words that are similar in meaning. Antonyms are words that are opposite in meaning. So do that first. It's very simple today. There's no sheet or lesson to look at. It tells you on the daily work plan what you need to do. You just need to write down a list of synonyms and or antonyms for the adjectives I've given you. Very basic adjectives like small, big, hot, cold. And you can use a thesaurus to help you if you've got one at home. If you haven't got one at home, you can just Google online thesaurus. And I'll write it up here actually because it's quite a tricky spelling, isn't it? Thesaurus. And then you should be able to get a thesaurus online as well and use an online thesaurus to help you if you want to. Do the grammar lesson first. And then for the writing lesson today, it's called Being Big. And there is a sheet to look at, and there's a fantastic picture for you to look at, a photograph, which is going to help you to, is going to inspire you today to do your writing. So the first thing you have to do is look at the photograph. There's some questions to answer. So if you have a go at thinking about your answers to those questions, you could just think about them, or you could make some notes, and that could kind of be your plan for your writing today. And then there's a sentence challenge underneath, where you have to try and improve some sentences they give you. And that's where you can use your knowledge of synonyms and antonyms to help you. You have to try and find synonyms to replace the word big in those sentences. And then there's a story starter. And the story starter is, being big had its advantages. Which is a great story starter, isn't it? Because you're immediately, as a reader, thinking, well, what does that mean? What's this all about? So if you haven't looked at the photograph yet, you might want to pause the video quickly and have a quick look at it so you know what I'm talking about. Or you can just carry on listening to the rest of the video and have a look at the photograph in a minute. So I'm going to pretend I've answered the questions. I've made my notes, my answers to those questions. I've made a list of synonyms and antonyms. I've had a go at improving those sentences, and I'm going to actually start my own story. Being big has its advantages. Now I like that as a sentence starter. I'm going to use a dash, so a bit of parenthesis here. And I'm going to name my story character Ben, but I'm not going to write Ben straight away. I'm going to use the pronoun he, and then use the word Ben a bit later on in my sentence, because that kind of keeps the reader guessing a bit more. So being big had its advantages. What I'm thinking is it had its advantages because it means he could get somewhere quickly. Like in the photograph, he's stepping over a brick wall and over cars and things. So he could get somewhere really fast and he could get away from places really quickly. So being big had its advantages if, nice subordinating conjunction there to start me off, if he needed to get somewhere quickly, or actually I've used a dash there, haven't I? So I can't, it looks a bit funny then using a comma there. Being big had its advantages. If you needed to get somewhere quickly, oh no, actually this is still the same sentence, the same part of parenthesis. Or, more importantly, so I've got another bit of parenthesis there in the middle, haven't I, of my first bit. Or more importantly, get away from somewhere. Now I don't want to use the word quickly again, although I've already said somewhere twice. I don't want to use quickly again, I want to use something different. So being big had its advantages. If you needed to get somewhere quickly, or more importantly, get away from somewhere in a hurry. So that is a synonym, even though it's 3 words. It's another way to say quickly, isn't it? Or I could say get away from somewhere fast, or get away from somewhere hastily, or get away from somewhere rapidly. You have to decide which of your synonyms sounds better in the context you're writing. Being big had its advantages. If you needed to get somewhere quickly, or more importantly, get away from somewhere in a hurry, and now I'm going to introduce my character, Ben. Because he's so tall, he's so big, I'm going to say Ben had all the advantage. And that's going to be the end of my first sentence. Now you're probably looking at this thinking, but Mrs. Johnson put a dash there and then she hasn't put another one anywhere. And you'd be right. Being big had its advantages. If you needed to get somewhere quickly, or more importantly, get away from somewhere in a hurry, Ben had all the advantages. So here I'm not really using my dash for parenthesis. I'm actually going to take it away, and I think I'm going to put a colon there instead. Because it's like this clause is introducing another idea which is connected, isn't it? Being big had its advantages. If you needed to get somewhere quickly, or more importantly, get away from somewhere in a hurry, Ben had all the advantage. Now I think as a reader, you'd now want to carry on reading that story, I hope so anyway, to find out why he had all the advantage and why did he sometimes need to get away from places in a hurry? What had he been doing? Anyway, hopefully you can ease yourself back in a bit gently today. That's what we all need to do. And after the week off. And have a go at the sentence starter, the sentence, you can see this is my first time back videoing as well, I'm not very good at it today. Have a go at the grammar lesson, have a go at the sentence challenge, have a go at answering those questions, and then have a go at writing your own story about being big. Your story can be about anything you want, it can be set anywhere you want, it could be about you could write it in the first person, or it could be written in the third person about the person you can see in the photo. So have fun today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!